Alright, so we're going to do a quick overview on this Bao Feng UV-S9Plus professional, their words not mine, FM transceiver radio. Okay, so first off, let's talk about what it comes with. It comes with everything you see here. So in that box, the radio, the antenna, on the back side here you'll see there's a clip. You have to mount that. It comes with the rechargeable battery. That's all in the box, so it's a nice small package that it comes with. On the front of the package here it just says it's long communication range, noise reduction, bunch of other mumbo jumbo stuff, FM radio, which I think is kind of unique to these type of radios, and we'll take a look at that in a second, but let's open up the box and see what it comes with. Alright, so probably the most important part besides the actual radio is the user manual. If you want to know how to operate the radio or be able to hear anything, you're going to need to go through this. It's good, definitely not great. The best way to figure out how to program the radio is find a YouTube video with somebody programming them. That was the way I did it. There's some really great videos out there that do it very quickly, where the guy doesn't go on and on about a bunch of nonsense stuff. So that's good. So that's one important part. The other part is the charger here. So what's nice about this is you can just actually put the whole radio right into the actual charger. You don't have to take the battery out, which is nice. Actually, I don't have that in there quite right, like that. So the battery stays with the radio. They do make all sorts of accessories for this as well. A larger battery, different types of like mics and that type of thing. It does come with this earpiece for listening. I don't know that I'll ever use that. It also comes with this cord, which I believe is for programming it with some sort of specific type of software, I believe, to put the frequencies in. To program frequencies in and to save them, it's a little bit of a process. It's not impossible, it's just really time consuming. And I think I'd be really sad if for some reason the radio lost that, because you put a lot of time in programming them in. Alright, so here's the technical specifications. You can find these on Amazon too. That's where I bought my radio, and they'll have all the specs listed. But it's considered, I guess, a tri-band radio. So there's a lot of different frequencies that it covers, which is nice. And like I said, I got mine off of Amazon. I believe this one was $35, and this one was a little bit more than some of the other ones because it's considered an 8-watt, I believe, transmitting power, whereas the other ones are a 5-watt. Alright, let's go through basic operation. So to turn the radio on, you have the on, off, and volume
frequency mode
all into one. We'll start with the orange button on top. Right now we're in frequency mode, so you can program in with your keypad the frequency you want. You can go through and scan, and it'll just start rolling off.
channel mode.
If you've saved any frequencies in the channel mode, then you'll just scroll through the channels that you saved, so you're not going through the entire band of frequencies. That's what the orange button gets you back and forth.
Mode.
The AB button is going to take you from the top, from the top frequency to the bottom. So right now we're listening to the bottom frequency because the arrow indicates that. If we want to listen to the top frequency, you click it again. On the side here we have the top button. Press it once, will get you into the FM radio band. Press it again to turn it off. If you hold it, it'll do this crazy alarm thing, and the flashlight on the top will flash. I'm not really sure what type of purpose that serves. On the side, this button is going to be your transmit button, which obviously you can't use if you are not a licensed amateur radio operator. Also, you would need a license if you're using it on GRMS. Bottom one here, press it once, you get the flashlight. Press it again, it strobes. Press it again, it's off. If you hold it down, it basically takes your squelch and puts it down to 0. So if you're trying to hear a really distant station, and you have your squelch set too high, it's an easy way to override that quickly. Backside again has the belt clip, which is removable with 2 screws, and you have a bunch of different options here with the number pad. The number serves for frequency but also multifunction, which I said I'm not going to get way into because there's a lot of different ways of going through. The menu key gets you into the menu. Exit will get you out. If you wait too long in menu without making any selection, it'll just kick you back to the main frequency or channel page. Alright, so on this side of the radio you have your earphone, mic, external jacks here. Like I said, they do make an external microphone if you want that. Here's going to be the plug for the USB cord, so if you want to do the programming with your computer software, you can do that. On the bottom here is where it's going to list what type of Bao Feng radio it is. Alright, so the most important part is how well does this radio receive? That's what I'm using it for primarily. So I listen to, I believe it's 2 meters, 70 centimeters, our emergency dispatch, the weather channels, and then also standard FM radio. And to me it seemed like it did a really nice job. Prior to that I used a Uniden scanner, just an old scanner that I'd program in some of the local repeaters, and this radio actually does a better job and gets clearer reception where the Uniden just wouldn't, and maybe that's because it's an older scanner. But I took this radio outside, I did some of it in the house and some of it in the garage, and it does a really nice job. So let's take a listen.
I show that we have KD9MVU as net control for next week, Nathan. So we'll look forward to that.
We'll come down, and by the time I got up north, it was a little rough. But once we got everything out of the woods in the morning, we were doing real good. We got like 5 gallons of syrup, so pretty sweet.
Outagaming 911 to Buchanan 2321. Respond for an accident with scene safety at N215 Hayne Road, N215 Hayne Road with your cross streets of County Road CC and County Road double K as in King. This information coming in from a tow company stating that a white Escalade hit a tree and also a power pole. The driver is no longer on scene. 2019 is your time.
South central Wisconsin and southeast Wisconsin. For today and tonight, no hazardous weather is expected at this time. And now the extended outlook for the period Monday through Saturday, a period of wet, slushy snow Sunday night may result in hazardous driving conditions for the Monday morning.
78, that's Foreigner with Good Morning Blue Day. Now this was the 3rd single from Foreigner's 2nd album, Double Vision, of course, following Hot Blooded and the title track. Critical adulation eluded the band. You can witness their...
Alright, so that should give you a pretty good idea of the reception of the radio. I'm pretty impressed with it. I watched a lot of different videos before I bought this, and finally I said, well, it was $35, let's give it a go and see what happens. I just like it that there's so many different frequencies and bands that you can listen to. I used the thing over the weekend just to listen to the FM radio because it's so convenient. It's a small, takes up a small space, you could clip it to your belt or whatever, and you can listen to your radio stations. The FM radio station I did bring up was between 40 and 50 miles away. I didn't listen to anything locally just because I knew that would come in. That one was definitely further away, and this does a really good job of picking that up. To wrap up, I have a few final thoughts. One, if I were to get an amateur radio license, this would be the radio I would start with just because of the cost. It has a lot of features. 2, the reception on this radio I believe is really nice in all of the bands. There's a huge range to listen to, and it does an excellent job on all of those. And 3, the size of the radio is perfect. You can throw it in a bag, you can take it with you, it doesn't take up a ton of space. So I would highly recommend this Bao Feng radio. And that's going to be it for now.